They didn't take sides and join in.
Who won?
Yeah, true. That could have been worse. A whole that total party kill or something. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fragments. This is the Fragments. It's a D&D campaign to play with my friends. These are my friends. We'll give you a recap then.
Yeah, do.
So, Killian was in his bed below decks, taken ill.
Yeah.
He had a nap.
Tossing and turning.
Yes.
And feeling most peculiar.
Yes,
And
I was.
when they checked on him at the very end of the...
Do you guys not care? Only the
No.
end.
He was ill and they let him sleep, and then the dreams got progressively worse, and he uttered the words, "They're coming through, they're coming through." And that was the last thing that the communication that he had given the party during that whole episode. Now, during that time aboard the ship, while he was unwell, the shift changed, and Greg Strongfist had mentioned that there was something peculiar. Oh, no, it wasn't Grench. It was Runist Heap. And Runist had mentioned that some of the supplies seemed to be going missing.
Right.
So they questioned the Eppin family and found
The direwolf.
and the direwolf. Tried to get some answers from the direwolf, but he just said he's well fed, basically.
Yeah, he's eating the captain.
Yeah, and they questioned the family, and they found underneath one of their pillows one of the symbols, the toothed Moor symbols on a chain. They interrogated them to the point to find out that it had been pickpocketed from within the town that you were just at, Lindegress, and you found out who it was from as well. It was from Lou or Serial. Who was it from?
Oh,
You remember?
that I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
I think it was the
That's
head
the guy from the guild.
Hune Blotsworth.
Oh, Blotsworth. Ah.
Yeah.
So you then Flick's pedigree, who was at the top of the mast, taking over Serial's role while they were searching the deck, spotted something off under the water, travelling towards the boat again, and they panicked, thinking it was another plesiosaur. It turned out it wasn't another plesiosaur.
It was worse.
It was a small submarine filled with tiny dragon people known as kobolds, who then invaded the deck, and Dante proceeded to shoot Jackson. With an arrow.
He was a really bad shot that night.
Yeah, I didn't do anything well apart from the interrogation, which is the only thing apparently I can do.
And then Serial saved Jackson, I believe, and then Jackson then charged out trying to kill the kobolds and just ran straight past them. Everybody had appalling rolls, and eventually they managed to hammer these small dragons into the deck and harvest bits of their body. And look over the side and discover that they travelled in a small yellow submarine, which is now canon, apparently. It is a yellow submarine.
It's a goldy colour.
Dante climbed inside, found a few interesting items, a bit of gold, but not much else. But it's very small, very cramped, because kobolds are very small creatures. And so now you've played the submarine to the side of the boat.
Right.
Everyone gathered on deck because they still knew they'd figured out by this time that the stuff going missing was due to a stowaway. They believed they had a stowaway aboard. So everyone gathered on the top deck and took shifts watching, and that's where you kind of come into this campaign. You are not with them. You are still below decks in your sweat and running with tossing and turning in your sleep.
Great.
And you roll over and all is quiet around you. You hear none of the other bodies that you know normally sleep next to you or in the bunks around you on this now converted sort of middle deck of the boat that Grant Strongfist has been building for you. Normally you can hear at least the Eppin family at the front of the boat talking to each other in the hushed tones as they tend to keep to themselves mostly, quite happy to do the rest of work and take shifts, but always sort of secretive. Maybe it's something you don't know what they might be keeping secret yet, but you have just accepted that's their way.
Okay.
And you awake in your bed and it's all quiet,
Okay.
running with sweat.
Okay.
What do you do?
Go have a wash.
Okay.
Try and wake myself up a bit.
So
Try
you walk down towards
make
the back.
myself feel a bit better.
You walk down towards the back of the boat, and in that section, there's been fashioned a small. There's a small metal bowl and toilet facilities at the end, and jugs with water, with fresh water in, that has been brought up from the lower deck. And you wash yourself and you feel refreshed. However, the dream that you had slightly lingers with you, and there is a memory of a tear, a purplish tear, and arms and claws coming through.
Okay.
A tear in mid-air, in space, in empty, vacant space, not in a wall, not in anything material, like it was actually torn in the fabric of reality.
Okay.
But that's all you remember from the dream.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really giggly this evening. Okay.
In character, Killian. Come on.
And I'm trying. You know how hard it is. Okay, so oh, I'm so giggly. It's ridiculous.
You set Scott off now.
I've set Scott off. It's great. So I try and find it. Wait, am I dressed? I get dressed.
You were
and-
just wearing like your underclothes. You didn't have any of your armor on or anything like that.
Okay, I make sure I'm suitably covered,
Yeah, you don your armor.
and then go and find everybody.
Okay, where do you go? Which way do you go?
Up.
You go up.
Yes.
I'm going to check on your dogs.
Why would I need to check on the dogs?
Because
What's happened to the dogs?
They're your dogs. Wouldn't that be the first thing you think of as you wake up? I don't know. It's Killian.
No, because I'd wonder why the hell it was quiet.
Okay. Sure. So you walk to the end, towards the prow. You see the empty front section of the boat where the Eppin family have taken up, which used to be the female the female cage aboard the boat. If you remember from the first adventure, that's kind of become their little sanctum, their place of privacy and place to commune and be a family, really, while aboard the ship. So you take the stairs and walk up. It's dark now. It's it's sort of late afternoon. Sorry, actually, as the guys got and it's late afternoon and the sun is still pretty high in the sky, so there's light aboard the ship. And you come up and you see everyone gathered closely round, with some people laying down, some people. Serial, are you on watch?
Yeah, I'm up the.
So you see
Okay.
Serial
I'm
up
up
the
the-
crows.
I thought
Up
Flix was-
there.
I'm up the pole.
And I'm guessing probably Harsel's turn, because he loves a turn on the old wheel. There's Harsel on the wheel, and everyone else is gathered round, either sleeping or resting, or sort of all gathering and speaking in hushed tones around the top end near the steering.
Oh, is it still me?
Yeah,
Oh.
seeing what you do.
Walk up to everybody and just clear my throat. Don't ask me to actually do that because it'll hurt.
Ah, boss, you all right? How you doing? Harsel says. Oh, this. Well, does someone want to explain?
We thought we'd have a sleepover.
Right.
Harsel laughs nervously.
There's a stowaway on board, and we're trying to figure out where they are. But
It
with
all-
everyone moving about,
same
it was
point.
too hard.
By all sitting in the same place rather than like searching the boat.
Well, that way we know if they're up here or down there.
Everyone
Which they're
gathered
probably
on the,
down.
where we left the story was everyone had gathered together on that deck to kind of
We just wanted to
make
take a
a
long
plan
rest
of how to find this stowaway, if there is indeed a stowaway aboard the deck, aboard the boat.
and have a bit of a rest because we'd just been beat the hell up.
Yeah. So did
have
you?
we had,
you
have
didn't.
we had long enough time to do a short rest?
It was short rest, I think. Yeah. So you can roll any hit dices. Lou, do you need to heal?
Think
Sariel,
so.
sorry.
This is why I wear these trousers. Look.
Yeah, I'm on 9, so I need to go up by 2.
Cool. So do you remember how to roll your hit dice on that?
No.
Okay. So you go to your character, click on your actual
Person.
do you click on the person or do you click on the HP, guys?
What are you trying to do?
Roll hit dice.
If you click on short rest, it
Oh.
just asks me, and then it's whatever you normally roll for your hit. Oh, as in the short rest hit dice or increasing your hit points as you level.
No, to do your hit dice, where is it? Oh yeah, click on your character,
10.
then
Mhm.
short rest,
Yeah.
and then you can
7.
choose how many hit dice you would like to roll, either 1 or well, I think yours will be 2. You see, there's a little
2.
tick box.
Yeah.
It tells you how many and what type of dice you can roll. So,
Nice.
what's your
Hit
max?
dice.
What's your
My
max?
max HP is 11. I'm on
Okay,
9.
so I just choose 1 dice
Oh,
I'm back to full health.
and then take short rest. So tick one of those boxes, Serial, and take short rest. It'll roll that dice for you and put that many HP back onto your.
oh, mine didn't. I had to roll the dice and
Yeah, I had to do mine
Yeah.
separately. It just logged the fact I'd
it
done
logged I
one.
used one,
Oh,
but
okay.
I rolled the dice.
I thought that was now working. Well, then,
I don't know. Well, it didn't
Mine's
add
not
any
even
up,
logging
I
it
rolled-
properly, to be honest. So I'm just going to make a note that I've rolled 1 hit dice
yeah, okay. No
because
problem,
it just
guys.
keeps editing it away every time I try.
Well,
My hit
Charlie's
thing
back up to
still-
15, so
I'm back to full. I only lost 6 HP.
it's because you were shooting everyone else.
That's true. That is very true.
So I did that and nothing happened with my HP. So
So you now,
Okay.
so your hit dice is a D8, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just roll a d8.
Roll a D8 and add your con modifier to it, if you have one,
Right.
and then you just type that number in and hit heal, and it adds it on.
Oh, I just added it on manually because I
Yeah.
obviously
my
rolled.
modifier is under saving throws.
No, it's
No.
be the one in the top row that says strength deck con. It's just a number. It's the plus.
Or minus, as the case may
You
be.
might have a zero.
-1. Yeah.
Oh. Did you put your con as that's why you've got 11 hit points, isn't it?
It's got a dump stat.
And you picked Constitution.
Oh,
So you roll your D8 and then take one away from it and heal that many hit points, but you only need
I found my D8. No, that's
So-
a D10.
Dice picture in the corner.
There it is.
You got it.
So I've got 1 and -1. That makes me 0.
So no, I
Oh.
think you get a minimum of 1.
You get
so
a minimum of 1 heal.
one
So
hit point.
yeah, pop it back on your hit points, Lou. That's Serial. Got stop
So
saying
I'm up to 10 now. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so you're aboard the ship and you've gathered together at the top end. Killian
So-
has seemingly woken from his sleep, like cleaned and refreshed slightly, but still with a wild look in his eyes.
How'd you tell if a Dragonborn looks ill? What colour Dragonborn, by the way?
It's
Black.
white. Oh,
White.
No, white. You are white.
Oh, well. Try telling my.
well, that's
family.
how she's now black. So you
No.
assume.
White.
Well, you know, if she's got green tinges, and you know,
Down
or
order.
he.
Hers are not his.
Yeah. Well, we'll title that one as not Killian then. So she, so yeah, you see Killian waking up, and if you remember, you heard him shouting out in his sleep. They're coming through. They're coming through.
Mhm. Are you So- done,
Do-
Graves?
Right.
I'm going to come down the from the bird's nest at this point and
Mhm.
ask the little firefly to go back up and keep an eye for me because I want to join this conversation.
Sure thing. She flies up and takes watch.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Killian. How are you feeling?
Mm.
That good, eh?
What's going on?
Right. Well, we think there may be a stowaway on this boat,
Yeah.
but
I just sort of yell in the background, we know.
but we haven't found them yet. So we're just all getting together on the top deck here to work out a plan for looking for them, really. What were you dreaming about, by the way? We heard you shouting out in your sleep. Do you remember?
No.
You're a dragon of many
Nothing.
words today, aren't you, Killian?
Yes.
I just whisper, someone's a grumpy dragon.
Someone doesn't do mornings.
Or late afternoon.
This is late afternoon.
I've just woken up. It's morning.
So are we gonna leave everyone else up here and go and search floor by floor?
I think we should split up. I think two of us need to go down to the base level where the dogs are, and two of us need to go in the middle layer, and then we can all meet back up at the top layer to search the top layer together and talk to the rest of the crew.
Well, we know no one's up here. We've been up here for like 2 hours.
But they could be hiding.
True.
How many entrances? There's only one entrance back down below, isn't there?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'd put
That you
someone up
know of.
here on guard to look down the hole and send 2 or 3 down. And then that would, then you know that only those 3 can come back up.
Mm-hmm. We've
that
got
make
two
sense?
levels going down though. We've got a middle level and a bottom level.
Yeah, but if we search a floor and then go down the only entrance to that floor, then nothing can sneak past us.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if we work our way from where we are now down, we search all the way through the front, the middle level of the boat, and then go down to the basement, then like that's assuming they're not magical and teleport or are invisible or whatever.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't mind standing on the stairs so that no one can come back up without seeing them. Because if we somehow miss them, or they can teleport or turn invisible or something, they can't walk past me without knocking me off the stairs.
Mm.
And then there's the rest of the crew are up the top, so they'd see.
What about the ladder from the bottom to the middle? They could go from the bottom to the middle without being.
Yeah, but then they still can't get out. So
Yeah.
you'd still find them when you come back up, won't you?
Mm.
Okay.
Unless they're going to hide in on the middle deck.
True.
Well, yeah, but if we go from here, we leave like Drench and Tad guarding the door here so they can't get out onto the deck. We go down, search the middle, and then go down again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to do
They're
like a
not
floor
middle.
by floor search, basically,
Yeah.
to try and flush your
Flush them out.
Yeah, I think we can use one of our many minions to do the guarding of the steps. You can come down with us. Dante.
Yeah,
Out of interest,
sounds good.
Killian, are your wolf trained in like tracking and stuff?
Please don't get the wolf out of the cage. It really doesn't seem to like me.
No, I think we get the wolves out the cage. They're quite.
Am I wolves trained in tracking?
Yeah.
Yes.
So why don't they sort of, why don't we just sort of let them out and then they can just sort of hunt around the boat and sort of, we just listen for the and crunching noises.
Killian, you know that the wolves have formed some sort of bond with you, but you have no direct command over them as such. They pad loyally beside you and seem to protect you, but to control them and ask them to do something, they don't seem to bear instruction. The smaller wolf seems subservient to the dire wolf, but you don't seem to be able to go fetch, etc.
I was going to say, we can let them out, but they may not do as they're told.
Okay.
I think it'd be a bit risky, and we might end up with a massacred boat if we let the dire out.
Yeah,
Yeah, or a dead dire wolf, depending on how that goes.
yeah.
All right. Well, shall we start our floor by floor search then?
Yeah.
And see what we
let's
can
go down to
find.
the middle deck then.
Okay, so Killian, you're awake. So good to see you. You were most strange in your sleep. Like your temperature was, well, it was actually warm. It was most peculiar, and I didn't even know your kind could release moisture from your pores. Have you got pores? Anyway,
What? Why were you touching me?
general concern.
He's been naked again too.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I was semi-clothed while touching you, Killian.
I'm just gonna. Dante's just slowly gonna slide down the mask, giggling to himself.
We couldn't wake you from your slumber. You know what you shouted out? I whispered quietly to him without anyone else hearing. Do you know what you shouted in your sleep?
No.
You bellowed, they're coming through. They're coming through. Does that mean anything to you?
No.
And she could have been having an erotic dream. We never know.
Very, very well. What's going on, chaps? I'm sorry, I must have dozed off. The sun was so warming, and well, after that little tussle with those little lizard things, I have fashioned a rather attractive necklace from their teeth, though. Look.
Very pretty.
Do you want it, Serial?
Yes, please.
Well, you get a necklace of kobold teeth.
I got a new sword, and I'm just waving my rapier about.
Nice.
I got a pretty necklace. Look.
Okay.
I get very sad and go, she wins. And put my rapier away.
Right, I would suggest, guys, that we focus on the task in hand and head down to the next level.
Well, yeah. So can like Grench and Runis like guard the entrance so nothing can come up apart from us?
I can watch the stairs. Runis, you'll keep me company, won't you? And
Are you
Runis
armed?
says, Of course, yes, I will keep you company.
Are you armed?
We have these daggers that we scavenged from the people from before the old crew.
I
just go, so do I, and start juggling kobold swords.
I'll give him the scimitar and the shield from the stores then.
They're down below deck.
Are they? Oh, okay.
We'll bring them back up on the way back.
Bring them back up to them.
You go
Well,
down.
I can hand them my scimitar that I'm currently holding. I just go, but I want that back.
Okay, so who are you giving that to? The scimitar to?
I'll give it to probably not Runis because he seems a bit large to be holding a scimitar. It looked rather awkward.
Can you imagine a dwarf with a scimitar there? It's going to look pretty ridiculous.
That is true.
Scimitar and shield, that'd work.
Yeah, she can have the scimitar. I'll give it to her.
So is someone going down to get the other bits?
No, fuck it. I'll just give
Is
Runis
it-
my maul. The big
Okay, so
two-handed hammer.
Runis has got this
I want that
mighty
back.
maul and looks next to Grench, who's got a scimitar.
It's just stood there again.
So yeah, there's now like an armed Luxodon and an armed dwarf at the top of the stairs on the top deck. Harsel's still steering. Flix is up the top.
Mhm.
You've got the Eppin family just hanging out at the top there. They're taking their rest at this point. They're snoozing, resting on shift. And you've got Taj still.
He's on the wheel, isn't he?
No, Harsel's on the wheel.
Oh, Harsel's on the wheel. Okay.
We asked Taj to keep an eye on the Epton family and report back if they start doing anything
Okay. Do you want to?
suspicious.
Do you want to? They're all up on the top deck together in the same vicinity at the moment. Do you want to tell me how that goes?
Hassel, would you mind just keeping an eye on the Epton family? They're over there on the top deck. They're
We can hear you, you know.
We meant you to.
Bella's out. One of the FN.
I
We can
thought they
hear
were
you.
short- You just said they were having a short rest. I thought
They're
they
having
were
a rest.
asleep.
They're sitting in the same vicinity, but they're not necessarily sleeping. They're resting.
Oh, I
Lunchtime.
thought they were asleep. That's why I wasn't too worried about saying things quietly. So, well, they've heard me now.
Yeah, just yell at them. Shut it, pickpockets.
Anyway, let's go. I'm gonna start stomping down the stairs.
Okay, so
I'm going rapier out downstairs too.
Okay, so you're heading down the stairs. So who's going down? Jackson,
I am.
Dante, Serial, and you. Charles, should I possibly stay? You've got two people here at the top of these stairs. How about myself and Taj wait at the top of the stairs to the next deck down to the bottom deck? We could watch the stairs to the lowest deck.
Yeah.
You've got two bodies on each. How does that sound?
That sounds like a good plan.
Sounds
Thank you.
good.
Okay, so he goes over and finds Taj, who's sort of half drearily playing her accordion, and she gets up with a stretch and follows Charles down, and you're now going down the stairs. Make a perception check, Jackson.
Oh, that's good.
8.
You see nothing out of the ordinary as you come down the stairs. Down the small ladder, sorry. No, stairs on this bit, stairs.
Yeah.
You turn the corner and you're looking down the to the back of the boat, to the stern of the boat, and there's a central corridor now, and these kind of little sectioned off rooms going back to the sides as you look down the corridor. And at the far end, you see the washing facilities and little sink and stuff that have been set up near that end.
Okay, well, I was actually going to go because you got the little front bit first, haven't we?
Yeah, you have to kind of come round the stairs to get to that.
Yeah, so I'll go around the stairs into that bit first.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want to try and be methodical on this. So yes, I'm going to go into there and then work my way down.
Okay.
I'm going to head to the other end, so the other end's got the wash facilities in, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start at the wash facilities.
I'm going to come down and slowly go room to room towards the water facilities.
Okay.
As people get down to level with me,
Yeah.
I'm going to sort of wave at them, and then
Yeah, I'll be stealthy about it.
yeah, I basically want to try and mimic stealthiness to the far end in a we might catch them out sort of thing.
Okay.
I
So
love that.
so you three,
That's great.
are you all going stealth? Are you going stealth, Jackson, as well?
We'll go stealthy.
I'm going.
No, well, I'm at the front of the boat,
Yeah, okay.
so I kind of
which-
figured
where are you
that.
going? Where are you going, Killian?
Yeah.
The dragon.
Excuse me.
Where are you going, Killian? Come on.
Wait, where's everybody else going?
Jackson's going
I'm
to the
at
front
the
of the
very
boat.
front.
Front of the boat.
I'm going to the
I'll
back
go to
of
the
the
back.
boat, but stealthily check each room as I
Scott's going
go.
into the little booze. Dante's going in a little booze.
I'm going to the washroom right at the back, straight away.
I don't know. Where else is there for me to go?
Well,
I can't. It's been 2 weeks since I've played this. I can't.
Charles
remember.
just comes down and bumps into you. Sorry, Killian. Rushing down the stairs there, me and Taj was a bit slack.
Hello.
What are you doing? Shh. Oh.
Oh,
I'm not too sure where I can go because I can't remember the map of the boat very well.
This is I've just started sketching it here, so that's the.
Sorry, it's been
So
so.
when you come down the stairs,
I was saying you had one of the boat, didn't you?
yeah, you did
I
have
do,
one
but
of those.
typically today I decided not to set up the camera to look at it, didn't I? So when you come down the stairs on the top deck, there's a set of stairs that turns around. This now is all divided into little sleeping quarters. There's a wash facility at the end here, and there's a process of cooking facilities being built here.
Right.
And then Jackson's going round into the front.
Yeah.
Sarah's going down the back to the wash facilities, and Dante's going in to check these booths as you go down.
Okay. Can I just walk threateningly down the middle? Can I just walk menacingly down the middle?
Okay, so
Because if everywhere else is covered,
yeah,
why not?
okay, so
Area isn't covered, is
go to the
it?
front. So I want
What was
Serial.
There.
What did Sarah say?
Sorry,
The
Sarah. Go again.
kitchen area isn't covered.
Sorry, say
The
again.
new kitchen area that's being built isn't covered.
That's kind of just where Jackson is walking past. So it's,
Okay.
I'll shall I draw it? Do you want a quick sketch?
Yeah. Oh, Jackson's found it.
There you go. See,
Pete, Jack's got one.
organised. This is what I like.
So there are some additions to that now.
Right.
So let me just quickly sketch those in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you put it in the group.
Yeah, that was where I found them.
Yeah. So this is where
Oh,
it looks like you've come down these stairs here.
Mm,
This is the front of the boat.
yeah.
As you walk down to the back, you've got these little kind of sleeping compartments with beds in here.
Mhm.
The wash facilities are at the back here, and this little bit here is where the cooking area is being constructed.
Where's the like port down, the hole down, or the ladder down, or whatever it is?
That is literally below these stairs. So you kind of come down the stairs, round and back underneath, and that drops down
Okay.
to the deck below.
Cool.
Okay, so Serial and Dante,
Mhm.
do
Go
me
stealth
a
then.
stealth roll, please.
What?
A stealth check, please.
19.
Sorry?
19.
19. Okay, yeah, you are stealthed.
I can't find anything today.
I do love a +5 in stealth.
Yeah.
Always handy.
16.
16.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you both kind of you kind of stealthily sneak down the boat. But then Killian marches up behind you. Make an intimidation check for me, Killian.
As noisily as as dragonly possible.
I think
7.
You are not very scary at all. So
She skips a little bit.
I rolled a 2, and my intimidation's +5.
you walk along and you get some of you look down and your feet are slightly tangled in something, and you realize that you have part of Charles' underclothes wrapped around your foot as you're going down the boat.
That's minging.
But not intimidating.
Charles goes, "They're clean, Gillian."
I just look at Charles and go, shh.
You really want to set them on fire?
Yes.
On a
but no.
wooden boat.
Wooden boat.
I want to. Doesn't mean I'm going. to.
Serial nearly made that mistake last time.
Ah.
So,
Yeah, I sent a flight. I tried to set fire to a lizard, and I set fire to a deck instead.
You did kill 3 lizards, then jumped into your fire, So
Yeah.
Yeah.
swings and roundabouts.
It was worth it. I got 3 of them. And then I put the fire out. It was fine. I just moved the water and put it on top of the fire.
We're stealthily having this discussion through hand signals.
Yeah. Perfectly communicated through beautiful hand signals. So you're walking, you're about halfway down. Dante, which of the 6 berths are you heading to?
I will check
Right.
I'll check the left-hand one first.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously closest to where you come down the stairs. But normally you'd go right towards the kitchen bit and that bit first. So yeah, I'll go left.
Okay. So you walk in. There is a small bed, quite tidily made.
Yeah, I look under the bed and on the raft bit.
Okay. You look up, and there is just wooden decking. That's all you see above you.
Cool. Under the bed.
You look under the bed.
Yeah.
And you see nothing.
Is there anything else in there other than a bed?
There's a small table and a stand and a book on the table.
Look under the table.
Yeah, look under the table.
It's only like a
It's like a little table.
Yeah, like a
Little,
bedside
like,
table,
yeah.
a stool almost with
Is there a door?
a door to this thing. No,
Yeah.
they're all open on the ends. They're just sort of partitions to give
Ah,
some semblance of privacy in the deck.
Open plan offices.
Yeah, basically like
Yeah.
cubicles.
So a very neatly done bed. Nothing else really in there.
Look at the book.
Do the walls touch the ceiling?
Yeah, the walls go right up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check to see the title of the book, but I'm not going to go frisking through people's stuff. It's kind of rude.
What's rude is people stealing.
You pick
our
up
stuff.
the book, and it is a leather-bound manual with a metal clasp on it, and it appears to be a lock.
Is it locked?
Yes, when you try it.
I take it back. I'm curious now. People locking books. I've got no way of picking that lock, though, so I'm just going to leave it.
Look under the pillow for a key.
Yeah, check the pillow. I check in the bed for a key.
Perception? No, investigation, sorry.
11.
You don't find anything in the bed other than a set of small pajamas.
Have
I
the
will
pajamas
leave it.
got pockets?
Yes, I'll put it down and I'll check the one on the right now.
Okay. So, Serial, you're heading down. You're nearly at the wash basin. And Jackson, you've turned back round and you're at this metal fencing that with a lock that was forced open by Serial in the very first time that they woke up aboard this boat, currently unnamed still, might I add. Very unlucky.
What were we calling it? The plesiosaur killer.
Well, it's not written on the side of the boat yet.
Didn't we do something to the boat? Didn't we? We changed the name of the boat. We did.
Tried to change it, but you actually just got a dragon to scratch off the name off the side of the boat, so it wouldn't be recognised.
Oh.
That was your Recharth, your gold dragon friend.
Yeah.
And so you've turned back around. You're greeted as you turn back around the stairs with the hatch literally underneath the stairs that drops down to the lower deck to your right on the floor, which is closed across. It opens up and there's a little ladder that drops down. You know this because you've been down there. Then there is metal bars and a metal gate. The gate is, like I said, forced unlocked by Serial. The lock doesn't work anymore on this gate, as you've experienced. And then there are the 4 beds on either side of this section. A small latrine type thing in front of you at the very, very prow of the boat that they share. And then these 4 beds in the space.
Okay. I can't see anything in there. So what I'm actually going to do is sort of kneel down next to the hatch down lift it sort of, half inch, and just sort of listen down there and see if I can hear anything down there before we, they're searching the boat there. I want to hear if anything's below us.
Okay, cool. So roll for a perception then from the deck above, basically, just with your ear to this space.
9. I'm getting slightly better. It was 8 last time, wasn't it?
You hear a padding and a sniffing, and possibly the sounds of eating, but you assume that that's the dogs.
Okay.
I think you need to look a bit closer at where you are.
In character,
where are they?
you're at the other end of the boat, trying to be stealthy.
You need to look at the other end of the boat.
Okay, so Cyril, you reach the far end, absolutely like hugging the shadows and the darkness, and you come to the end, and it's this shape as you reach the back end of the boat.
Mhm.
In the kind of point of the end of the boat, the stern, there is a small wash basin. There's water over it. It's been splashed. There's water out of the jug. There's soap pushed aside and recently wetted. And to the side there is like some hooks and storage area kind of bits, and some and a chest on the ground that has been used for food storage previously.
Right, I want to investigate the storage to the left of me. Please.
Okay, make a wisdom check. Yeah, just straight up wisdom, I think.
Stop your begging, Tobias.
I'm in the wrong bit.
I'm not eating all the snacks.
21.
21.
Nice.
Woo! Nice, yeah, real nice.
Someone's wise today.
Yeah, so you know that this is the space where people have been storing things that they've recovered that they didn't want to carry about their person because it was either too heavy or too cumbersome. You also notice that you remember that Jackson had previously stored some things down here. Those things aren't there.
What did you previously store down there?
A shield and a type of sword, short sword.
A scimitar. There's my other scimitar.
Yeah, it was a scimitar, the shield, and the breastplate.
Yeah.
And now 100
The
gold.
breastplate is still there. The shield and the scimitar are not.
Okay. Right, so there's weapons mission, so the person who's on the boat is armed.
Brilliant.
You walking up through the middle of the thing, you walk up behind Serial and you see her concerned look at this kind of storage area and stuff.
What's gone?
Look,
So a sword and a shield have gone.
I hear her loudly say that and just sort of poke my head out the roots.
I was trying so hard to be stealthy.
Killian is male, by the way, so
Yeah.
Sorry, poke his head out. Poke my head out. Look at him. It's like,
you're now peering out of that one. Jackson, you're listening to this trapdoor, Back to Dante.
Well, I've searched the one on the left, so now I'm gonna make sure there's nothing between the stairs and that room, just by looking out.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
Cool. And then I'm gonna check the one on the right, so the one directly behind me.
Okay, so you walk into this one, and immediately you smell a strong odor of body, sweat, and
Is that my room?
grease, and yeah, it just smells more than the other compartment. There's a noticeable difference as you cross the hall towards this, and the bedclothes are kind of crunched up, all moved around. Yeah, not very
Not neat.
Not neat.
Other than the bed, what's in this one? Is it the same, just the bed and the bedside table?
There's a bed, a bedside table. There is make a perception check.
Perception.
Oh, that was me.
5.
You find no other things
Sorry,
of
it was that
interest in
loud
this room.
cackle before he's dead.
What is with your rolls, guys? Come on.
My perception is +4.
So yeah, you find no other things apart from a sweaty bed sheet
My perception is +4.
as you're standing in the doorway.
So we got a 5.
I got 1.
1.
Although what you could do is,
But you got a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you didn't tell me that. That was sneaky. So
He did say he got a 5.
I did say my perception is +4, and I got 5.
make a con check for me.
It's like asking
A con save then.
6.
Okay. So as you go into the room, you lift the bed sheet, and a stronger waft of this smell reaches your nostrils. It is hard work smell. This is real deep sweat.
Oh no.
And you clap your hand to your mouth, and you vomit, and you feel most unwell. You've got like sick in your mouth. You're trying to hold it in because you're trying to be stealthy and not make it belch. You just held it in your face.
Just
Like you're like. So now you've got both hands to your mouth. You got at least one hand to your mouth.
Yeah, I've got one hand. I'm holding a rapier in the other hand.
Okay.
Just gonna sort of wipe it on the really smelly beds.
You vomit inside the bed. Okay. So you let the vomit out of your mouth. It runs through your fingers onto this bedspread, and then you kind of wipe your hand in it on the bedspread. But then you're not quite sure if you've made your hand smell any better or worse because of the smell of the bedspread.
True.
Now you have a vomit and sweat smelling hand.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Okay, back to Jackson. What are you up to?
So I've also got a kitchen area here.
Sorry?
I've got the kitchen area here as well, yeah?
The kitchen area, as you've got your ear to the ground, would be kind of to your left.
Okay, well,
Still in construction.
Is that where the food stores are?
The food stores are down where Serial is.
Okay. Well, I'll have a poke around and just have a look, in whatever he's built, if there are cupboards and things, I'll just open them up.
Yeah.
Have a little poke around in there.
So the unit in front of you consists of a sort of flat top with metal plate, with metal pits in it, like metal bowls that would be filled with hot coal, with a cross across the top made of iron, of a strong metal that wouldn't be heat damaged. One side is nearly complete. The other side is hollow. So it's just the outer box of this unit, and the front of it does have some sort of storage and stuff underneath.
Yeah, so I'll have a look.
Okay.
Yeah.
You open up the cupboard on both sides at once, or just one then the other, or?
I'm not massively worried because none of us have had our throats slit in the middle of the night, so I'm going to open both.
Okay, so you open both cupboards and you see a selection of pots and pans and things that have been scavenged from Mindergrass.
Okay.
The shelves are pretty rammed. Doesn't look like there'd be room.
No space you could hide in there behind it, you know.
It's quite dark. You couldn't tell from behind. You don't think there's a depth there.
Yeah, I've got dark vision, if that helps.
Okay, so you peer. You can see to the back of the cupboard. They're stacked quite high. These pans. It doesn't look like there's room enough to see any deeper within this cupboard.
Okay. I'm going to look and see how everyone else is getting on. So I'll look down the boat.
Just with my very bad hat.
You turn around and Dante walks out of the right-hand booth as you look down the corridor, and he's just staring at his hand, dismayed, and like trying to, like, if he could get any further away from his own hand, he would be like on the other decks of the boat. You see
me looking at my sword and my hand, going, "Do I?"
No, that's impossible. Do a Skywalker on it. So you see that Serial is in the end part of the stern of the boat, with Killian sort of standing overshadowing her, but you see her slight form in front.
Okay. Can I go
signaling to you?
Oh, I'm going to walk up. I was going to walk up to my little bit of the boat.
Ignore me signaling to him then. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm heading in that direction.
Okay. You're heading to your bit where you were sleeping?
Where I was sleeping, and like I'm assuming my stuff is.
Yeah, you were the second one on the right as you go down.
So I want to like get off of my sort of the outside of my pack. I've got a.
I'm still wearing mine. I didn't. Put
I'm not wandering around with all this shit. I've got a hunting trap. Like a bear trappy thing.
Yeah, big teeth thingy.
So I'm gonna pick that up and sort of carry that down, and then I'll head back down. Head down to Serial.
You're gonna bring a trap towards my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just carrying it at the moment, but yeah.
Okay.
So you, Serial, you hear a kind of clunking sound, and not very stealth as the rest of you have taken the time and energy to be quiet and sneak down. And Dante, you hear Jackson kind of his orcish, half-orc form stomp down the boat almost as loudly as Killian.
I'm not entirely sure I can stand up straight in here.
Yeah. You know, it's your form. You're you're half orc, so you're not that hunched. So you walk down and you see him disappear into the cubicle next to where you are and emerge with a huge bear trap and start marching towards Ariel and Killian.
I'm just looking at the room, looking at him, looking at the room, going, "What?"
Can you imagine if he found that under his bed?
I'm just like,
even look, he just put his hand in.
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm so glad I didn't go in there.
But what if it was the hand that you'd already puked on?
I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, see?
Okay. So you
I'm currently stood doing that. No.
So you start walking towards Serial and Killian.
Yeah.
Killian, you hear him and turn around and you see that there's an orc approaching you with a bear trap. You're half orc, sorry. You have no reaction, just stood.
I like his thinking.
Have you found anything?
A shield and a sword gone.
I remember I symboled to you.
Yeah. The stuff we put in there like last night or this afternoon. It's gone already.
The breastplate is still there, guys, by the way. So
Is that a medium armor breastplate?
No, it's a small.
it was small. It was for kobold.
It was the kobold one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it didn't fit, did it?
Well, we've got a gnome bit will probably fit.
You thought it might fit Taj.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the food store's down here somewhere?
The food, the weapon storage is to the left. Some of the food storage is to the right. The food that you're going to be immediately using for the next sort of meals. The majority of it, the bulk that was given to you by Father Samson at Mindegress, is on the lower floor. Stop laughing, Serial, at Samson. Is on the lower deck. In crates and sacks and things, and that's where Runist had indicated that the food was missing from.
Okay. So whatever it is armed.
I'm just staring at him, going like, but holding that hand all the way over there. So face palming, but making sure that hand comes nowhere near me.
I am indicating to Killian that I would like him to help me look around this area.
I was. Did you not see?
I saw you looking, yeah.
Okay, make
I'm just explaining to the rest of the group in case you didn't get my
investigation
mind.
check.
Investigation, right. Stop manhandling my dice.
Sorry, DM.
Both of us.
Pressing your dice with DM touch.
I know.
Just use the DM dice.
Can't be any worse than my dice.
14.
So you
Did you
look
say
at,
investigation?
yeah.
14.
You look around and you find sort of a selection of ingredients that would be used for a meal, like an onion and some root vegetables and stuff that you think Runist might have been putting up here ready for the next set of meals. There are a few cooking utensils that haven't been put into the new bit that is being built by Grench.
21.
Wow. Okay, cool. So you look around and you look to the place where Jackson has indicated that he stored the implements. There was a space on the wall where he'd hooked the scimitar and a similar kind of hook with a that would hook around the band at the back of the shield that would that you would wear as the brace. Little kobold shield would hold as a brace on their arm, circular little thing. And there is a smear of black on that handle.
I sniff it.
Okay, there is a strong.
It's my job to sniff things and taste things, remember?
You sniff it, and there is a strong smell of iron to it.
Iron.
Almost sort of burning, like a maybe a kind of combination between burnt meat, blood, and sulfur.
Nice.
Is it Sam and Dean Winchester?
That would be awesome.
What, they just suddenly appeared?
Somebody else that knows. Sorry. Very happy about that.
Killian, you can give it a lick if you like. I'll smell it.
She probably would if it was Dean.
No, Kaz kind of go.
Fair.
Shall I lick it?
You're the other side. You're looking in the fruit and veg.
Oh, that sucks.
But you can walk over and say what's up if you want to. It's up to you. You're your character.
I thought I was already over there.
You're in the end of the deck. There's the washing stuff. Sarah's that side looking at the implements. You were this side looking at this other stuff. But just searching the general area, so you might even see her sniffing this bit of thing.
Yeah, I'll just go over. I'm like,
and you get a similar taste, like a very sharp taste and irony taste in your mouth, but the smell in your nose is in your dragonborn nostrils is like heat and sulfur.
Definitely a hunter.
There's no salt. They haven't checked for the salt yet.
Do you want to go back and look at see if there's any missing? Do you want to see if there's any missing
Any missing food?
food?
Yeah.
In the section where you are now.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't immediately know because Killian hasn't been preparing the meals. Ruinous
would
has
have
been
been there?
shipping the stuff up from down below.
Yeah. So we'll know
In
what.
this section, you wouldn't know if there was more or less than he'd planned to cook for the meal.
Okay.
Right. So, Jackson, you've got your trap. Dante, let's go back to Dante. So, you've got your hand covered in sick and it smells. You come out, you've seen the bear, Jackson with the bear trap, and you can't see what Sarah was doing, but you see Sarah walk to the left of the boat in the end section, and you see Killian follow.
I'm going to check the room opposite Jax's
Okay, yeah.
because I'm kind of scared to go in there because he just brought a giant bear trap out of it.
Okay. So you walk into this little section,
Mhm.
and the bed is pristine, very tidy.
Which one was my room?
You have been sharing.
With Jax, I'm assuming.
No, you actually had you were in the end room where you woke with Killian.
Oh, fair.
It's the far one on the next one down on that side.
Fair.
Well,
Cool.
I didn't know I was sharing a room.
You didn't? No, you didn't.
Sorry, I haven't been in there, so.
Only after coming out of the ice, basically, while you guys were watching the boat.
Ah,
Yeah. So I'm going to check this room, see if there's anything in it.
Immaculate, really, really pristine and tidy in this room.
I'm going to check under the bed.
Are you looking under? Apart from under the bed,
What's under the bed?
you see a tangle of cloth.
I'm going to poke it with my rapier.
You poke it and you hear your rapier reach under the bed and dunk into the partition.
What? So it goes just clean through the cloth.
It doesn't go through the cloth. The cloth is kind of caught on the end of it, and you push it and push it and push it, and you feel your sword reach to the far side.
I'm going to pull the cloth. I'm going to pull it back with and pull the cloth back with it and have a
Pull
look
it
at
back, and you realise it's Charles's undergarments.
I'm just going to flick it away.
Make a dexterity
These
check.
are the used ones, right?
Dexterity.
Yeah, but I've already stood in the clean ones, so
12.
12. They're stuck on your sword for a minute. They spin around, they slide up to your hand. Now your other hand has had Charles' pants on. You eventually work out to get them off and their pants fall to the floor.
I'm just staring at my hands like, for God's sake. Is there nothing else in this one then?
Investigation, and do a proper investigation roll for me.
Yeah. All right. That's Mother. 8.
No.
So I don't see anything.
Look at Jackson's face trying to keep straight. At Dante's rolls, it's like, no.
No, it's not just Dante's rolls. I think it's all of them.
Yeah.
I think Serial's the only one that's rolling.
Serial's rolling like a boss. Like,
I did really well with my stealth, so I'm still sneaky. I just can't bloody find anything.
you're one of those people that thinks if you shut your eyes, other people can't see you. Nothing in this room. So we're going to go back round to Jackson probably.
Okay. Are we gonna move back? Because I think we've now checked this floor.
Well, the two end rooms haven't been checked yet because I haven't got there yet.
You know that, Killian, you know that you woke in the one here.
How's bad?
This is where, so the one just beside where Dante is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Terrified of some underpants.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was where you woke.
Is it my go?
No, it's Jackson's go.
Okay.
Jackson's walked up to you guys and said, "Are you saying that, Jackson? Sorry."
So have we checked this floor? We done here?
Just gonna pop my head out and just point at the room next to me and the room opposite it, and then just go.
Okay. I'll go to the first room he poked in and poke my head in there.
Okay, so
Look around under the
you
bed.
look in and you see, you know that this is the room where Killian was sleeping.
Okay.
And the bedclothes are sodden. And you have what?
Smell of dragon sweat.
Ice.
And there's a chill to the room. The sweat is the liquid is cold, really, really cold. In the sheets. And the room opposite, Serial, you know, is your room where you've been mostly resting.
I'm just gonna have a look under the bed and see. You know, I'm not that. I'm pretty sure.
What
Look,
have you
we're
hidden under
good
the
with
bed?
I dread to think what you've thought of.
No, it's your bed. It's your bed. What have you hidden under your bed?
Weapons.
What of your weapons that you have hidden under there?
My oh, I don't know if it's on this one. One sec. I was gonna say something, and I was like, "Is it this one or not?"
Okay, and Serial, and what about the other room, guys? While that's been happening, so you're looking around, Jackson, and about to peer under the bed. Scott and Serial and Dante.
Since I'm scared of Charles's underpants, I'm gonna go and check the other room because this room scared me.
Okay, so you walk over there, and Serial, you see him approaching your room, and you welcome him in.
No, my weapons aren't under there. I thought it was my other
Okay.
ones, but it's not.
Cool.
But there are my little bit.
Some accoutrement, water skins, etc.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you just find that underneath,
Okay.
Jackson.
and a
Kind of what's
crowbar.
in.
And a crowbar, apparently.
Okay. And then is there? I want sort of a scrap of material, so maybe a towel or sort of a sort of a bed sheet or something.
Yeah, you know that there would be one of those in the cupboard underneath the wash basin.
Yeah,
Like towels.
And then when everyone's out of the little wash basin room, I want to set the trap up and then sort of just pile on a bit of linens and stuff. So
Okay.
like anyone that goes in or out of that room is going to step on that. And as I do it, I'm just going to point before I cover it up, so these guys know that that is there.
I'm gonna quickly, vigorously shake my head, run over, and wash the hell out of my hands.
It's like, wait.
I'm assuming it takes a bit of time to set up.
Roll a percentile dice.
Oh God. Yeah. 80.
80.
What are we rolling?
No, just Dante. So you get that percentage of the smell out of your hand.
Thank
So
God.
You
It's still a bit
got-
whiffy, but
every now and then, you're not like as you go to like itch your ear or to look at something, you'll just
Go and
you,
scratch
you
your
know you
nose,
haven't
you're like,
quite
oh.
got rid of all of it yet. So Jackson sets the trap, points to you guys. There's now like a pile of linens covering this trap. How big is the trap, Jackson?
It's quite big.
Quite big.
It is. I mean, it weighs 25 pounds.
I'm gonna go with it's a proper bear trap.
It's the bear trap.
Head size then, yeah.
Okay,
So it's about this.
yeah. Yeah.
So
okay.
scorch steel rings at snapshot when a creature steps on a pressure plate in the center. So I'm assuming it's a sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
and you chain it to something. Well, I'm not going to bother. It's just going to be there because it's going to bite whatever the fuck goes.
You're going to hear that scream from quite somewhere away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does damage and stuff. It's a DC 13 deck save
Yeah.
to not get your foot snapped on.
Can I
Okay.
make a suggestion that one of us goes up and tells the rest of the crew before somebody comes down to get supplies?
I was going to let Charles know when we get there because he's by the door and he's
Ah, okay.
Okay. So you're proceeding back all together towards the.
I would like to have a look in the room
Yeah.
where it was a mess.
I'm checking Serial's room.
With the mess,
Yeah.
the second room.
the smelly vommy room now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a smelly vommy room. There's a very, very neat room.
Please tell me someone has prestidigitation.
Okay, so you're going back to the smelly room, Serial.
hmm
And you're looking in Serial's room, Dante, yeah? Okay, so investigations, both of you.
13.
13. So you see that this room has a slight a fragrant compared to the other room. This room has a smell of almost like incense, and the sheets
Start
on the
rubbing
bed
everything.
are slightly different. There is a feeling of calm in this space. It's like a little sanctuary almost inside there. The high elf has somehow, just with her very presence, imbued this small ramshackle room with. And you see the sort of normal stuff and in there, and some sort of light clothing for sleeping in. And that's about it in that space.
I'm just going to quickly check under the bed to make sure there's nothing stabby.
Under the bed, what's under your bed, Serial? Is there anything under your bed?
Incense sticks and a few crystals.
Okay, incense stick and some crystals.
Bloody hippie.
I just sort of look at them and go, hi, elves.
Hi, elves.
Yeah.
She friends with Trevor.
And you find a small device that looks like it would grind some sort of thing under there also.
Bit of paper that looks like it could be rolled up very fast.
So you're gone back to Smelly Room. What are you doing in Smelly Room?
Can I roll an investigation, please?
Yeah, what did you roll? You did. I said.
Oh,
ask you.
I did roll it. Yeah, it was a 16.
16. So you don't touch the sheets because you can
No.
immediately tell that they reek and they smell very badly. You notice that on the top of the bedside table there is an engraving, like carved into the wood. Something carved into the wood
Okay.
that doesn't
Can I
look like.
do a, what's the one where you, history? You're doing history.
What languages do you speak?
Quite a lot.
Or no? Sorry, rather.
I will tell you which ones I know. Hang on a
Thank
second,
you.
I will find out.
I really should have.
Somebody remind me where it is. I can't remember it.
Press the
So-
waffle, you'll see it.
It literally, if you click the waffle thing, it's on the languages one.
I love
Yeah.
how that's become the waffle.
That's what they call it in, like, when you're doing IT stuff with any IT tech support, they call it the waffle.
Seriously?
Yeah, they call it the waffle.
Wow.
Honestly, with our IT
I-
boys.
I've never heard. Sorry, but I've
No, I've never heard it called the
being
waffle either. No, I thought it was just a DD thing. Yeah.
I always thought it was a gear.
Yeah.
I speak Common, Draconic, Druid, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Sylvan. If you need a translator, I speak a fair few.
You don't know what this says.
Okay. Can I convince Dante to come and join me?
Yeah.
Just
In the smelly room.
Yeah, I just stand at the doorway and just say, show me. I speak Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Infernal, and Orcish.
You recognise the hard, dark scratchings in this to be dwarvish.
What does it say?
It appears to be a small piece of prose. In darker minds our home, we wander land, never alone. For deep within the earth lie rock and stone.
Is this what's her name's room? I've forgotten her name.
Greta.
Pardon?
Is it Greta?
Fist.
Grench, is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this Grinch's room?
You make the connection with the smell, the dwarvish, and you know that this is Grench's room. But you
Feel bad
didn't.
for when she tries to
You're slightly surprised by this gruff, very practical female dwarf's nature to discover that there is some sort of
Yeah,
lyrical,
elegant
side her. Yeah,
prose
elegant
to her.
prose to her. Yeah.
I'm not impressed by her bed sheets though. And she's not going to be when she tries to sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a.
Did you read that to the rest? Do you read that to Sarah?
Yes, I tell Serial what it says.
Okay.
I'm looking very approvingly at it, and then I relay it to Serial.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around the rest of the room, including behind the door.
I back away
There's no
from the room.
doors to this room. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
sort of partitions, like Jackson said, open plan office type thing. but-
After having read it, I back out of the room very quickly.
I would like to head up to the front of the boat and see Charles and Runist. No, it's not Runist. It's
Taj.
Taj.
Taj. Yeah.
So did you find anything?
No, but the scimitar and the shield that we put in the stores down there have gone missing. So whatever it is now armed. Similarly, can you let everyone know upstairs not to go into the storeroom at the back until I tell them it's safe?
Taj, can you remember to go and do that? I mean, you've been awfully, I don't know, distracted and rather dozy, if I may say, I've met many gnomes and you are most distracted and not very highly focused. Do you think you can manage to go upstairs and warn everyone that there is what did you say it was?
Not to go into the storage area at the back of the middle level until I tell them it's safe.
Okay. Taj, you got that? Yeah, I
I will
suppose.
let them know that it's armed too.
Sorry,
Got a
second.
trap-
It's armed. The whatever we're looking for on the boat, as unless someone else has stolen the scimitar and the shield from the stores, it's probably what we're looking for.
Okay, so Taj trudges her way reluctantly upstairs, and she hasn't packed away her accordion properly, so as she walks in, you hear this Doppler effect on an accordion walking up some stairs.
Okay. And then I'm ready. I'm going to pull out a hand axe because whatever it is now armed. And that may be why it didn't slit our throats, is because it didn't have anything sharp to slit our throats with.
It
So
does now.
It does now. So I'm now going to wait at the hatch ready to go down. And I'm going to have an axe in hand
Okay.
ready.
What are the rest of you doing? Killian,
Um,
you've not done very much for a minute. What are you up to? You've seen these guys set a bear trap. You've seen Sarah go into Grinch's room.
Yeah.
Now, Taj has gone upstairs, and Charles is standing at the stairs, looking at you concerned.
Yeah. What's Jackson doing and Dante doing?
Jackson's standing at the top of the hatch that leads to the bottom of the deck with an axe.
I'm just gonna sort of mosey on over with my sword out.
Okay, Dante walks to the hatch. Sarah?
I'm going to go that way towards the hatch as well.
So you walk over, and you've got the hatch on the floor. Everyone's gathered around this hatch, and then you've got the sort of prow of the boat section, the almost sort of rounded off triangle section where the Epen family have been
Did we
sleeping.
check the Eppen family's room?
Yeah.
You stood at the doorway, Jackson.
Yeah.
I might go and have a look.
Well, I go over to the hatch then and draw. What I'm not too sure. 1 second. Oh, there's that one.
Quarterstaff. Quarterstaff, that's new weapons.
Go back. Yeah, my quarterstaff.
So you're braced there with your quarterstaff, and Dante's going into the room. So you've got 4 beds in that space. The one on the far right was the one that you, not the far right, the closest right was the one that was turfed. So we discovered the pendant.
And we found the pendant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look. So sort of drop to the floor and look under all 4 beds at once. That with like a scan.
These beds are on the floor. These are the original
Okay.
beds that they had before, which were basically like piles of hay and matting just laid on them. They've not been upgraded a bit from when they were the slaves' quarters, but it looks like Grench hasn't got into this place to upgrade it yet.
Fair. I'm just gonna have a look up to see if there's anything like any rafters or anything that someone could be hiding in.
There are beams going across, but you don't see anything.
Anything else in the room other than the beds?
There's the little latrine in the far end of the room.
I'm not gonna look in that.
Stereo played with that in the first episode.
Oh God. Yeah, so it seems clear. So I'm just gonna come back out and nod and just go all clear.
Okay.
I said I looked in there.
So you're standing at the top of this trap. Charles looking expectantly at you. What's next then?
Well,
One of us has to drop down.
How big a drop was it?
The drop is probably, if you were to drop, it's about 10 feet maybe. The ladder. So when you're down there, the roof is, a couple of feet above your head, Jackson. So maybe a foot. Maybe a foot above your head, a couple of feet.
So it's something that if you held the edge of it, you could lower yourself down
And drop without using the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, with no trouble. Yeah.
All right, I will open up
Okay.
and sort of lower myself down into it.
You lower yourself down.
I quickly follow because I don't want him hurting the dogs.
You drop down, and with your dark vision, you see the dogs in the cage, and one of them's gnawing something, and the other one, the direwolf, turns its head towards you, Jackson.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop down after him as well.
Okay, Sarah.
We need someone.
Is there anywhere else on that middle deck that we haven't explored?
You've done the far end. You've checked the kitchen section. You've checked the front section. You pretty much have covered all the spaces that you think
Okay.
someone could hide.
So I'm gonna head down with them then.
So how accurate is that one?
That is pretty much spot on. You've come down in that.
Where we come down, there's a pile of stuff onto the side the other way. There's some barrels, and then there's some boxes at the other end. And
The boxes are in tatters, though.
Yeah,
The boxes have all been pulled apart and are in pieces. There's hammers and nails and things like that at that far end, as that's been where Grench has been pulling stuff apart, ready to construct some sort of raft or something like that within this space. Everyone go and roll a perception for me.
Oh, perception. 7.
No, okay.
18. I got an 18.
Okay.
What did you get?
I got 15.
Okay.
I'm doing really well tonight, guys.
So, Dante, you see when you look. Have you got dark vision?
Yes.
So, you peer into.
I
This,
am a half elf.
you peer into this space, and you see that the dogs are eating. They have food near them. Now, when you left this space,
They didn't. No, is that right? They didn't.
Yeah.
I just sort of I poke Jackson because he obviously didn't notice. I point at the dogs and then just mime eating, and then go.
Yeah, that's probably some cobalt.
But we didn't put anything down here.
I gave him some cobalt earlier. When?
Jackson took the bodies downstairs of the kobold.
Ah, okay.
I hacked off a couple of like sort of thighs and took a couple of kobold legs down.
It's a KFC. Kobold.
At least I know my
Cobalt
dog's in bed.
Kobold fried. I don't know, something like that. KFK.
Kentucky
Cobalt
Fried Cobalt.
corpses.
So they're eating the cobalt.
Well, I'm assuming so.
I might move a little bit closer just so I can get a look to see if there's any discernible things left.
As you approach, the direwolf raises its lip at you.
That direwolf
Direwolf,
hates me.
by the way, Killian really did not like
Dante.
Dante.
I sat on a nail because it jumped at me. I just sort of go, whoa. I like do the sort of no gesture to say that I'm not coming closer.
Okay, so make
Animal
make
handling.
investigation, even though your hands aren't on the thing, to see if you can. Oh no, nature then, nature, because you're kind of looking at what this remnants are.
Yeah. $16.
So the smaller dog that's eating away in the far corner with its back to you, you see that appears to be kobold remains. The bones are small and a lot tinier. You see what is at the direwolf feet is a much larger piece of meat and larger joint. With a large bone, possibly the size of humanoid, full size humanoid.
So that we haven't given them recently. Unless it's the Cobalt leader.
The
How big
kobold
was
leader was only marginally larger.
Ah, okay.
There was some humanoids on the boat, wasn't there? We haven't actually spoken to them for a while.
You know, Serial, that you did salt and dry 2 bodies of 2 humans.
Oh yeah.
So someone's been bribing the direwolf with food.
Make a wisdom, Serial and Dante. Wisdom, yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Or intelligence, maybe. No, on this one. It's hard. Boy, yeah, go on. Wisdom.
I got 6.
Yeah. You don't remember anything.
My dice does not like me today.
I've just
It's a different one.
come out of the thing. Hang on.
Stop handling
sorry, I
my
can't.
dice.
That's why they're not working.
I have lots
Yeah.
of dice, but none of them seem to work.
You know, we were playing a game the other night with my family, and my dice were working amazingly. And then you touched them, and they started going
Right,
wrong.
take them out of my way. I keep fiddling with them. It's a habit. Like I just kind of nurture them.
15.
15. You remember that when you communed with the direwolf,
Mm.
it said,
We are well
"You're
fed.
well fed."
Someone's feeding it.
So something's feeding it to keep it happy
Quiet.
while it's down there. So you think they might be down there on that level
Yeah.
somewhere.
What's in it? What's in their cage?
Just some straw bedding.
How
Um,
thick is the straw bedding?
Only say like, like maybe half a foot at the biggest depth.
So no one could hide in the bedding.
Just so you guys know, I can't see anything right now. So you guys can all
Red
see
light.
this.
There is a dim light in the room. A dim
Very
light.
dim
Yeah, very
light.
dim light. Yeah.
Right, I can
Like-
barely
oh.
see anything.
You're
I
the
don't
only
actually.
that's dark vision, aren't you?
Okay.
I didn't actually bring a torch because I had dark vision, so I forgot that I need one.
You don't have dark vision.
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're in the dark. So,
that's what I'm saying. Like they can see all of this, so
but
Well-
you can hear the breathing of your dogs. Or
Yeah.
Your
Serial, you're still upstairs, aren't you?
no, Sarah's.
Or do you come down as well?
Sarah will drop down.
All right. Give us a sec. I will go back up the ladder, off to my room. I will get a torch and I will light it with my tinderbox, and then start heading back.
Okay. So
Okay.
while you're doing that, Scott, you're at the corner of the direwolf's cage.
Mhm.
Dante, sorry. It's because he's got the other way round, and I keep looking at the wrong thing. So Dante, you're at the corner of the cage, and you're and you can feel the hot breath of the direwolf as it peers at you, and it has its paw upon this chunk
Yeah.
of meat. The rest of you are by the doorway, by the hatch above, in near darkness.
Does the cage go all the way up to the ceiling?
The cage reaches the ceiling.
And are there beams, or is it just a flat ceiling?
This is pretty flat above that space.
What else is down there apart from the bits of boat?
So the far end, there are crates that are now dismantled. To
Yeah.
your right, you see some sacks that in the top of one of them you can see apples in it, or like an apple-like fruit in it, and the other ones are they're Hessian bags basically.
Can I go investigate the Hessian sacks, please?
Okay, go over and you look in the first one, apples as you suspected. Second one, some potatoes. Third one, just root veg. The fourth one you look in and you'll make a constitution.
Oh, I don't like doing that one. I'm not very good at that. 17.
Okay, you managed to not be sick, but in this one you open up and it's the salted body parts of the captain and Gegney.
Nice.
You promptly do that sack back up. And make
Well-
make a wisdom again for me on that.
12.
You notice that the knot wasn't the same knot as the other sacks.
So somebody's been in that sack.
Yeah.
That's where they got the humanoid out of it to feed the
Yeah.
werewolf.
And Jackson comes back down the ladder, drops himself down, and stands.
We'll pass Killian a torch.
The room is filled with light.
Hooray.
About half of the room is lit. You can only pick out the outlines of the boxes at the far end, the remnants of the boxes, and we'll have a quick break for tea and stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
I need to get some ice for my neck because it's burning.
Where is it?
again.
Do you want to put
Yeah.
some soup?
What have you done to your neck?
It's all cut up all here.
Scratching in a sleep.
Yeah, I scratched it in my sleep, but I think I've had an allergic reaction to something. I'm not too sure.
Oh, nasty.
It wouldn't surprise me though, because that's the only side of my neck that I have my hair out on, because the other side's all shaved. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's possibly shampoo or something, but I don't know.
Have you not changed anything like that, have you?
I can't remember. It's shampoo. I just use it. Like I almost used the dog shampoo the other day. So peppermint dog shampoo.
You would have smelled nice.
I know.
Right, I'm getting a cuppa.
I'll be back in a sec then.
You're not having anything, fat man. Oh, dear. You is not having anything. So it's just like, no, I don't even know.
And dog.
Toby.
I am dog.
And then he says,
You have actually demolished the snacks tonight, Bean.
I know. But I tell you what, fries and crisps are so good. I find it so hard to look. I pulled my rug. Let's go be strong.
Oh, I didn't pause the recording.
Oops. You've got in my
I'm going. So Dante jumps down, hands the torch to you. So you have a torch.
Dante Jackson.
Sorry, Jackson jumps down.
Jax.
And hands the torch to you. You now have only one hand with your quarterstaff,
Mm-hmm.
so you cannot make a two-handed attack if you're holding this torch in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You could do double attack and you could use the torch, I think.
You can
You
yeah,
can
make
punch
an
people
up-
with a torch.
Yeah.
Are there any like brackets around the wall where I can put the torch into?
There are several sconces along the edge of the wall. One opposite where Serial is searching, above where Serial is searching for the through these through sacks that you see.
Right.
There is one opposite the
Sorry.
cage.
Did you send photos of the boat to the group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So the sacks, are they like up near the front by the ladder? They're the opposite wall to the ladder.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And the boxes at the back are gone, but there's raft being built and there's the barrels in the middle.
think we need to
They're
check those
partly
barrels.
deconstructed. So Grench was pulling them apart when she was disturbed by Dante falling into her tools and then having to go upstairs and being called upstairs to commune this meeting and the kobolds attacking.
Yeah.
And the kobold assault
I want
in the
to,
yellow submarine.
No, I've had a look at the sacks. I want to go and have a look at the barrels.
In the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got so as you turn that way, the barrels are sort of slightly off center to the left. There is a space to walk around the left hand side. There's about a 2 or 3 person space between the barrels and the cage edge,
Mm-hmm.
as the cage is set centrally almost on the right hand wall as you're looking down the boat.
How many barrels are there?
There are about... There are 7 barrels.
Everyone grab a barrel.
I've just forwarded to you for some reason. Don't know
Yeah,
why.
I think we should
So you
all.
come down this ladder. Sarah's looking there. There's barrels in the center. These boxes are being taken apart
Right.
now.
So where are the sconces for the torches?
There's one here, one here, and one here. You know them to be there because you walk down, but they're currently not lit, or there's not a torch in them at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, so the other sconces are directly opposite the cage on the left hand wall as you're looking towards the back of the boat, and then pretty much a mirror of the front one. So there's one beside the ladder, one above the sacks. You know that to be the same the other end of the boat.
I would suggest you put the torch in the one closest to where the barrels are.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one opposite the cage.
Yeah, that's where you're going to get the
If-
best
if
light
the
source.
torch reach halfway across the boat, put it in the middle, and then it reaches the entire point.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm going to put it in the one that's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
I say everyone grabs a barrel, and then we'll do what 3, 4 at once, and then there's only 3 left, and then we'll do those 3.
Okay, so you go and put the torch up.
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh, for feck's sake. Sorry.
Natural one.
Yeah. So 2.
So you
You've been holding the torch too close, and you got that funny.
you look around, and as you put the torch up, and you're looking around the place, you dislodge some dust from above, and from the rafter. It gets in your eyes. So on your next ability check that involves sight in any way, disadvantage.
Oh, screw you.
Okay, so the light is now covering the barrel area and a little bit towards the cage.
I was gonna say, don't give him a reward for blinding you.
So are we gonna just grab a barrel each and just take it in turn to look in our barrels?
Okay.
I was gonna say we'll do it at once because if there is someone in it.
Okay. So 3, 2,
I'm
1,
just
open.
thinking, why don't we just give him a chance to come out?
Because I'm gonna stab
He says that.
him.
Okay.
Nobody
What's-
stands next to him.
What's Jackson's plan here? What's Jackson thinking?
I'm just gonna sort of raise my voice and be like, "Look, we're searching the boat. We know you're on it. We know you got a sword. We know you got a shield. You might as well just come out, and we can work it out."
Persuasion or intimidation in this case?
Intimidation.
Okay, so
Well,
you're gonna.
if I'd have carried on, it would be like, because if we have to find you, he's likely to try and stab you with his no shiny sword.
I
Okay.
am. Let's
Yeah,
go. I am.
That's me.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as Dante brandishes a scimitar and gives Jackson
Rapier.
assist.
Ooh, so advantage on intimidation,
Yeah.
which I'm skilled at, but I have shit charisma, so I'm at +1.
Popeye lay down.
But I rolled a 13 and 18, so 19.
19. As you say that, you hear movement towards the back of the boat,
So where the
towards where the barrels, where the crates and Gwench's tools.
Right.
I look towards there.
Yeah, I look that way too.
Perception, everybody, then?
11.
9.
Bear with me.
Hang on, my phone's
Or 18.
18.
I'm stuck. Hang on. Oh no, it's crashed.
Come on, Maths Rocks. Don't do me dirty anymore.
I'm going to have to close the page and open it again. Bear with me.
Okay. You
Yeah, I've got-
see, Dante, you see, you not only hear, but you see some of the nails roll across the deck, and it doesn't seem to be as part of the swaying of the boat.
I point and go, there! but I point just to where the nails would have come from, not where they are. That makes
Okay.
sense.
So everyone looks to a vacant space.
Mm.
And I'm going to go, where?
Is there anything? Hang on, you said there's a sack of potatoes, right?
There is a sack of potatoes.
I'm gonna back up to the sack of potatoes, pick out 2 potatoes, and throw them individually at the space.
Potato weapons.
So make a ranged attack then.
I got a 9.
Okay, you don't see anything.
Potato weapons.
Do I get my pluses?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
just
yeah,
like it's
you
just
remember
like
your
doing
bow.
it's your dex bonus, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're not proficient with potatoes.
Be a dex.
I'm afraid.
So +3 then.
Clearly you're not Irish.
I missed. I got a 2, so that'd be 5.
You got 2 attacks because you've got 2 potatoes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, let's try the other one. That one's better. 14. Oh, 15 because it's a 3.
You hear oomph.
I just look at everyone and go, there.
More nails scatter across the floor. And you all
We
hear
look
this-
again.
Did we see where the potato went?
Yeah, you saw where Jackson threw the potato.
No,
But
Dante.
we saw that if we saw where Dante threw the potato and there was an oof, it would suggest he hit something. Did it hit something, or
Did you see it just fly through the air and stop in mid?
That's what I'm curious whether or not it actually, whatever it is, was visible or invisible.
You didn't see it hit anything, but there was definitely an exclamation.
Okay.
Should I just say the next one's going to be a knife?
Okay, then intimidation.
Oh no.
3 potatoes.
Oh, 13.
13.
That's with a -1 as well, so I'm quite happy with that.
You hear that shuffling again at the end of the room,
I'm
but
gonna
it moves
walk up
towards
road.
the right, towards the cage.
I'm just going to pull out 2 knives now.
I'm going to start heading in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've sheathed my rapier and I've got 2 knives out now.
I will loom as much as I can. Oh no, I can stand in here. It's tall enough. I can stand and loom.
Yeah.
We know you're there. Can you come out? You come out. We'll stop throwing things at you.
Oh, I just
So
go.
a persuasion then. If you're persuading, I guess you're being more persuasive.
She's always the least violent one. It's no fun.
She's an elf. She's like, away.
I'm a half elf and I just lob things at them.
You just love potatoes.
Got 3 potatoes, and I'm going. It's all right. Come here. I only got 4.
Okay. Nothing occurs. There's silence again in the room.
I'm
There's
going
the
to.
flickering of the light. The dog, the wolf, the smaller one, not the dire wolf, looks up from its meal of kobolds and stares at an empty space beside the cage.
I'm going to throw a knife at that space.
Okay, so a ranged attack with that dagger, then disadvantage because you have no. It's just looking forwards.
11.
Yeah.
I've got a +5 with throwing daggers.
Okay.
So I got
And
a
you
6.
see the dagger stop in mid-air. Can you roll your damage?
Oh yeah. 5.
Okay. And the dagger stops in mid-air, and along the blade you see this blackish blood start to run and drip to the floor,
Blackish blood.
and then gradually you see emerging from the seemingly nothing a hand first, as a ring is slipped off of a finger and a hand appears then an arm, then a cloak, then a head, and then a long draped cloak. And the other hand pulls away, and the hand that had the ring on is now clutching the dagger that's in its side.
I'm gonna put out my other dagger and just stand there and go, I did warn you.
Okay. The hood is pulled back of the cloak with the hand that has taken the ring away. And you see a purple-skinned female with horns coming out of its head.
How big?
Tiefling.
You immediately recognize it to be a tiefling. Serial and Killian roll a history check. Or a wisdom, whichever you're gonna be better than. Nat 20. Way! The first one of the game. Right,
I got 14.
Okay, so Killian, you know who this is immediately. You recognize this person from back at Mindegress. It's the tiefling woman that was tending to dear Charles when Charles was viciously attacked by quippers.
When he was attacked by fish. Pumpkin was attacked by fish.
But she loved him.
That's probably why she followed him. Although if she said something, I wouldn't have buried a knife in her side.
We didn't know it was there.
So what do you do, Killian? You know Serial doesn't quite remember. You have a vague recollection of her face and
You
features.
recognise her, but you're
What
not.
are
too
you
sure where.
doing on the boat?
We don't know who that is. We're just looking at a
No, I
person
know.
with a knife in the side.
You've got an axe in your hand. You're brandishing a dagger. Serial's kind of going, and Killian's like,
I kind of.
Billy, you let us know who it is.
I've been holding my quarterstaff kind of like,
yeah, brandishing it.
yeah. So I kind of lower it a bit and I'm just looking at her like, what? Like, and then I ask her what she's doing here and how she got on the boat.
I just go, you know this person?
Yes.
Because you've not told us who she is yet.
She helped.
Where do I recognise you from?
She helped Charles when he was
Oh.
injured. So
Yeah.
You,
In
yeah.
the church.
yes,
Friend of the Birdman, brilliant.
yeah, just what we don't need. I know.
Let's take this back onto deck and like talk about it with everyone, and then like work out what's going on.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm taking that ring
I-
off her so she doesn't disappear again.
I would.
As they're leading Tiefling
Okay.
girl up, I will go to the washroom and deactivate a bear trap.
Okay.
I kind of walk behind as if Serial and Dente are escorting her up. I kind of walk behind because I've kind of dropped my defenses a little bit because I recognised her straight away.
I've yoinked her. I've
You go to
yoinked
take her ring, make a sleight of hand.
Okay, let's see what I've got.
I still don't trust her, but I've dropped my defences a bit.
Does she have a scimitar and a shield?
Oh,
Yeah, she did.
She
21.
has the shield on her arm. So what?
21.
You take the ring from her, and she cries out, and she says to you, "Please don't take it. It's the only thing. It's the only thing she left me. Please don't take it."
I say, you have it back when we trust you. And I just look down at the dagger in her side and look back at her.
A tear runs from her eye, and you've never seen a tiefling or didn't even know they had tear ducts. And she reaches down and slides her dagger from her side, gritting her teeth, and it drips with this black blood. And she turns it in her hand blade in her hand and passes it hilt forwards to you. And the wound
Take-
is just running.
I
I'm
just
gonna-
look at her and go, that was a stupid idea, wasn't it? Take the dagger back and go, but I'm still not giving it back yet.
I'm gonna heal her.
Okay, so you do it. What spell are you casting?
Have you got?
And tell me what you heal her by.
Okay, hang on.
I'm trusting her a little bit more, but not enough to give her an invisibility ring on
Yeah,
a boat.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
It's like
I wouldn't trust her either. Sorry.
I used cure wound and I've healed by 8.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah,
also, I really like the invisibility ring.
you wouldn't.
I know.
I doubt it would fit on my talons though. So
I'm looking at it, comparing it to my finger, like,
which one?
So you walk behind her
Yeah.
and you kind of surround her and
I've
make your
got
way.
my arm around her. So I
Okay.
feel sorry for her.
You do know
Okay.
she's still armed, right?
Yeah.
We've
Has
not
anyone
disarmed.
her? She's
She didn't say she had any weapons when she came forward.
She's got a
she's
scimitar
got-
and a.
yeah, she's got the
Shield.
scimitar somewhere about her
Right,
person. And shield is on her arm.
I disarm her.
Okay. Yeah, she hands over the weapons willingly and takes the shield off, which is puny in your hand because it was for a kobold, and you're a massive dragonborn. It's more like a sort of like a saucer.
It's like a little buckler.
Yeah, it's like maybe one of those like serving trays, like for fancy drinks in your hands.
Seriously, it's only like that size.
Yeah, kobolds are to you. Yeah, it's about that big for a kobold shield.
It's literally like a sauce plate.
Yeah, like a dinner plate.
Cobalts are like 3 or 4, well, 2 or 3 foot tall.
Oh,
hope
they
they-
sound cute.
We massacred them.
Yeah, they weren't so cute when they kept bouncing up the side.
Charles and Jackson were actually like whack-a-moling them into the deck.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Oh yeah, one of them used that.
Off into the sea as well.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
did eat one. You did.
Who ate one? Sorry, what? Who ate
She-
one?
He yeeted one. He yeeted it as hard as he could and flew
Oh.
off the boat.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
he
like-
said who. I thought he said he ate one. I was like,
it
what?
was like full on like golfed it into the sea.
Oh, okay.
I barbecued 3 because they
Yeah.
jumped into my fire.
Oh my gosh, guys.
I shot one so hard from point blank range that I pinned it to the deck with an arrow.
God, it sounds like you guys had fun last week.
Come on then. So
Well, then we
you
all
go-
got fucked up by its
you
commander.
go into the hatch. You get out of the hatch. You walk her through the middle deck. You take her up to the top deck.
Wait. When we get to Charles,
Wait,
I
Charles.
kind of walk round and push him to the side so that he doesn't try and interfere or talk to her before we get her up there.
Okay.
Because Charles knows her and they got close.
He
And we
as soon
haven't-
as you get up to the next floor and Charles sees you pushing this tiefling in front of you, he cries, "Eluxeth! What on earth are you doing here? Eluxeth! What is this?" And he just kind of stammers. And
Does
she
you see the
ducks
blood
her head.
pouring down her side?
She ducks her head as she has done every time he's finished speaking to her, and she turns a deeper shade of purple on her cheeks. And
Hello.
And-
Yeah, I think the
um,
teeth has a crush on the bird.
goes upstairs and proceeds in this procession. And Charles is kind of bustling along at the back, trying to trying to follow you up, but Killian's like holding him back, like kind of.
Like, no, let us deal with this.
So you get up to the upper deck, and you've discovered this tiefling.
I'm the negotiator here, so I'm gonna have a chat with her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sit her down on one of the barrels / crates we've got on deck.
Yeah.
Top crate. And I'm gonna get down to her level,
Yeah.
so I'm at the same level as her. And what's her name? Sorry.
You haven't asked it. You never found that out. But
Oh, okay. But I've heard
Charles cried out Eluxeth.
Eluxeth. So it's Eluxeth, is it?
Yes.
Eluxeth. What are you doing on our boat?
Well, after I met you, fine people, you fine brave folk, I thought it might be time to move on from Mindigress. I was tired of hiding.
Eluxeth, what were you hiding from?
Make a persuasion check. She's kind of holding back
Mm-hmm.
at the moment.
Have I managed to like deactivate the trap and everything?
You walked along the deck and didn't join the rest of the party. You're downstairs figuring out the mechanics of that trap
Try not to.
That you set.
that you
Yeah.
set. Yeah, there's no trouble with it. You set it, so
Yeah.
and it's in your pack, so you have no.
You put the pin
Armed
back in
with-
and
with-
like lift the arms back up.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was Dante, it would have been like lost an arm. A
I had to
leg.
put my hand in it and gone, guys.
Smells gone.
Thank God I got
was
rid of
that?
that stinky arm.
Can I stand on the deck and slowly put
Got a
the
5.
ring on and off my finger?
She holds back and kind of purses her lips and doesn't say any more in that line of questioning.
Okay, so
I at this point I walk up to Sariel and just stand behind her with my arms crossed, sort of glaring at her.
She
you're
looks up.
intimidating her.
No, I'm behind Sariel,
Okay,
so
okay, she
she
looks
can
up.
see me behind
Okay, she
Sariel, and
looks up.
I'm trying to intimidate her.
Okay, right, what you say?
Me trying to be intimidating. I'm not saying anything. I'm just standing there.
Looming.
Like, yeah.
Looming. Okay, so
I was trying to think of the yes, looming.
You're a looming dragonborn presence.
My arms crossed
Can I
against
do an
her.
intimidation?
An
roll then?
intimidation then? Are you just trying to get her to speak more? Are you trying to get her to fess up?
Yeah, just
Okay.
anything. So intimidation.
Yeah.
13.
She looks up and glances down again.
I just stand there,
Okay.
just glaring at her.
Right. Okay. So you don't want to speak about that. Okay, I understand. Can I ask who gave you that ring?
At this, her eyes well up again as she looks up to you. My mother.
Is she no longer with us?
I don't know.
So did you leave home? Is she still somewhere else, your mother?
She was in the capital.
How did you get separated?
And this is where starts buttoning up again.
Okay.
But you know from your knowledge of this world of Earl that the capital that she refers to probably is Drosk.
Where's Drosk?
Bottom right hand corner of the continent Gregdon.
Oh,
Have a look at this map that you sent.
Look, this is where we all try and get that.
Drosk. Okay, so it's not too far from Lindegrass.
Yeah, it's one of the can I tell you any secrets about it? What do I know about it?
This is where you let something
Yeah,
slip
this
again.
is where the GM has to be careful because he's playing a PC as well. Charles comes over and says, no, Charles doesn't say anything.
Because I saw the map. Can I just say then why did you get on a boat with us when Drosk is inland?
I didn't know where you were headed. I
Or
just
not
thought
to
that
Drosk.
I just thought that if you inspired me so much with your brave tale of them saving the town and saving souls, and I felt that maybe I could be saved.
Hmm.
Go on then, make an
Come
insight
back on
check if you
deck.
think it's bullshit. Insight.
16.
You see the tears in her eyes, and you see her shame, and you believe at this point that she's telling the truth.
No,
You do?
because if she got on where Charles was injured, didn't we mention at some point where we were heading?
You only told your crew that when you got to sea, actually.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
She's being genuine.
Yeah,
You
you
believe she's being genuine.
Okay. That's why I was like,
Okay.
I think we may have mentioned something, but if you're saying we didn't, we didn't. That's fine.
go on.
And so I turn to Charles at this point and I go, Charles, what can you tell us about your relationship with this tiefling?
It's completely it was a professional arrangement, and she tended to me, and I did have a rather bad foot, and my right talon was awfully stiff, and she just worked wonders with those fingers of hers, and I was back on my feet in no time.
Can I just go, did she now?
Don't you look at me like that, half elf. There's nothing more to it. She's a great healer. Great many things. She had a little device with her that she placed upon my foot, and yes, marvelous. Vibrated somewhat.
Dante's just going to sit on the floor because he can't stop laughing.
It vibrated somewhat, this little device that she had.
Did it?
It made him feel so much better.
I've gone so red that I'm going to put the ring on to see if I disappear so you can't see me.
You're just like this glowing red orb.
Make a constitution check.
Oh. This a while.
We may not see you, but we can literally feel the heat coming from your face.
11.
Okay. You feel a shock, a shudder of cold as you start to try and dissipate your form. The hand starts to vanish, but then the ring sends a wave of cold through your body as you have not attuned to this item, and you take 4 damage and pull the ring off.
Oh dear.
Ouch.
It's the gingerbread men all over again.
Oh, you guys need to make a check on those in a little while.
Oh, God. We're talking a snow
Can I just glare at the tiefling?
I did say I wanted it back.
Oh, so now you speak.
I spoke to you downstairs. I said don't take it. You wouldn't listen.
True. So if I just hold the ring over the side.
No, please, it's the only thing she left me with.
Then give us some answers.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's brilliant. I love it. Good flavor. So she, with this threat, this ring seems to matter so very much to her. She starts spooling a tale of being born to rather high class society in the city of Drosk, where she explains that she was born by 2 human parents, but she was always slightly strange and slightly bizarre. But as she came of age around her 13th birthday, not only did she become a woman, but she started having strange mutations in her color of skin, and bulges appeared on the side of her head, and she hatched these horns from her head. And her mother tried to hide her from this high noble society, for tieflings are of devil blood.
Yes.
And to have this in one of these high families close to the patriarchal system that matriarchal system that governs Drosk, it would be a great shame, a great curse upon the family, basically, just by even if there wasn't anything detrimental, the fact that there was a tiefling child born to them, that would happen. There were rumors leaked, and her mother shooed her onto the streets of Mindergrass and made her run for her life while her mother tried to cover for her. And she ran onto the streets with this ring. And with this ring, she was able to sneak through the streets and scavenge a life and scrape by on the streets of Drosk. But it got too close. People got too close. They were still somehow tracking her, this set of people sent to get her from the high society. So she fled from Mindergrass to from Drosk on a wagon train to Mindergrass, where she came across the multi-faith temple, and Father Samson took her in and gave her bed and board and sanctuary at that place. And that when she met upon the adventurers that went there, she was inspired so much by meeting Charles, as he is a supplicant, an acolyte of Melora, the goddess of the wilderness and of the tempest. And that is what her mother believed in. And her symbol is inscribed upon the ring, and I've forgotten what the symbol looks like, so sorry. Is inscribed upon the ring, and you look upon the ring and there is the symbol of Melora upon this ring. And that drew her to this party, and thought that she might be able to find her way back to her city and find her way back to her mother, but wanted to not be alone. The fear of being alone and lost again was too much for her to bear.
You poor thing. Of course you can come with us on our travels. We don't know whether we'll be going back to Dross, but you're welcome to accompany us on our boats, so you won't be alone.
Can I just look at her and go, is she?
What do you say, Gideon?
Well, she just stole some weapons, even though she thought she was our friend. She stole our weapons and ate our food, and then hid and refused to come out.
Well, why she was nervous is she hadn't met Jackson or Dante, and was afraid of their reaction towards her. She didn't know whom you were. She witnessed none of the rescue above ground, knew nothing of the plesiosaur, apart from the boat being rocked.
I suppose the me appearing and instantly throwing potatoes and knives at her didn't help much.
Yeah. I say yes, she can stay, and then I turn around and pat Charles on the arm and say she can share with you.
Charles?
And I sort of wink at him and elbow him.
I just look over and go, keep your clothes on, though.
Charles can't blush because he's covered in feathers, but There is a slight ruffling of the feather below below where his cheeks would be, next to his beak. And he goes, of course, you may have my bed if you need to rest. And she says, that's where I have been staying.
Oh.
You're gonna have to keep your room tidy now, mate. You've got a bird in there.
I just
Always.
wanna ask
I'm
you-
the bird.
The bird's got a bird.
Yeah,
ask
the
you one
bird's
more
got a
question.
bird.
Can I ask you one more question before she shucks up with Charles?
Yeah.
Just one more question, if I may. You don't happen to have seen anybody else on the boat, do you? That isn't of our crew, and then I list all the people that are our crew. So
They're all on deck.
They are all on deck.
Assuming most
See
of
'em
them
all.
are listening
I
in.
point to them.
She says, no, I've just been below deck. I've only seen the dwarf come down, you guys a couple of times, and I've spent a lot of time with the dogs. I've
Can I
been
just
keeping them
point-
fed. Killian didn't come down a couple of times yesterday at all, or for the day yesterday, and they were looking ever so hungry, so I gave them some of the salted meat. I hope that was okay.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you for looking after them.
It's actually what gave you away.
He's right.
I couldn't see them go hungry.
Well, they did say it to us. They were well fed, so
Yeah.
they you've probably made a friend there with
I
our
probably
dialogue.
gave them a bit much, really. I saw Dante come down, the elf here come down and offer them food, and they turned their head from it. And, well, they were too full, I think, to even want food. They're not meant to be kept like this. They're meant to be wild creatures. They're meant to run free.
And as soon as we've got somewhere where they can run free, we obviously will let them go. But at the moment, as we're
about a day
at
from
sea,
land.
we can't let them out because there's nowhere for them to go.
Well, if you're not going to throw her overboard and she can do stuff,
I'm still
Right.
contemplating it.
work out what she can do to help out. I reckon we get back underway because we're going to be slower because we're dragging this thing underneath us.
Yeah.
Yellow submarine.
Okay, so
Um,
she says, what thing? What are you dragging?
Whatever the
Yellow submarine.
turned up in
Where is it?
underneath the
I'll
boat.
just point over the side at the rope tied to the side.
She looks over and she sees the shape underneath. She says, have you been, what is that? Is it mechanical?
Yes,
We
it's
assume so.
it's the boat of the little lizard people.
Can you put it up?
No.
We could, but at the moment it doesn't need to come up.
I
We
think it's too big to put on top. I think you said it was about half the size of the boat, isn't it?
Yeah, you know it to be
Ain't
true.
going to get on the deck.
Have you been inside it? Have you looked inside?
Yeah.
What's inside it?
Smelly cobalt stuff. It's a bit
Yeah.
small. There was some money, but I took that.
Mhm.
That's about it, really.
Okay. Hmm.
Why?
Well, Charles said that there are, that I had a device. Kind of, I like to tinker with things.
Are you by any chance an artificer?
Possibly, I don't like to call myself such a thing. Just very novice artificer, maybe.
Would you like to go down to the yellow submarine and have a look in it?
And I suggest we get to the land and then you can have a look at it to your heart's content.
Well, she can look while we move, I suppose. We've still got.
Yeah, we're only traveling it along. We
But
drag it along.
but do we trust her enough?
I don't.
I do.
Is that what you're hitting at?
If she
Paxton?
wants to have a look at it, what's the harm in having her have a look at it? Says Charles.
Jackson, what's your
I'm thinking we have a craft that we can sell and make some money when we get to the next port.
That does sound like a good idea.
yeah?
and I really want to keep this ring.
What ring?
The ring that I'm currently pretending to drop over the side, but actually pocketing.
Of course, you're 4 damage because you haven't attuned to it yet.
I know.
Well, I reckon we get underway and start trying to get to land because, you know, we ain't getting paid to sit around at the sea.
You know that would not hinder someone being aboard the submarine, Jackson.
I can't see any problem with her going to have a look at the submarine while we're moving.
Unless she switches it on and it pulls us under the water or like sinks us.
Then just cut the rope. I'm going to keep her ring to make sure she doesn't try and run away. And if she does, I get to keep it.
That seems only fair.
Win-win.
Okay.
But I'm with Jackson on this. I don't, because if she does start tinkering with it and turns it on, or even if she does it on purpose, if that pulls the boat, we may not be able to react quick enough to
But
like,
surely we
cut the ropes.
Wouldn't you put a guard on her anyway? I don't mind. If we want to throw her overboard, I'm quite happy with that decision.
I thought they decided we weren't throwing them over.
working.
Well, we either trust her and keep her on the boat, or we throw her off the boat.
I think keep her on the boat, but don't let her down to the submarine yet.
Fair.
Is that what
Yeah.
you're thinking, Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to play with something we don't understand, I don't want to be in the middle of the ocean when we do it.
Yeah.
I've already been in the sea once. It wasn't a fun experience.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
The
It's
last
not.
thing we need is if she's going to play with that and something does happen, like Jackson said, it's like we're far away from any land.
Mm.
And
We
we
don't-
don't have a little boat anymore.
So
And
Yeah, somehow
Brent, have to finish
the little rowboat got a rowboat. Yeah, rowboat got a hole in it that I had to plug with my tail.
That was funny.
Somehow, that little rowboat.
She's
got
just
that little
looking
hole.
between all of you like her life is in your hands, and she's just looking with like panic and sadness.
look, can you do anything useful in the next day and a half on the boat?
you said what she can do useful.
What is it you need? What is it you need?
I don't know. We need Drench needs to finish the raft. There's work going on downstairs. I don't know. It's not my boat.
We need help with cooking.
I'm not much of a cook.
You help-
We're
Could you
training
help Greg
animals.
could you help Greg with making a new boat? What's your company?
Making? Yeah, I'm good at making things.
Okay. Do you want to help with making the new life raft then?
Of course. Yeah, if I any of service, I just want to make it up to you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
So set her on task to help with the Rachel with the boat.
let everyone else go back downstairs and go to bed normally and have the shift doing their shifty stuff, and
Cool.
we can get underway again.
So
Fast.
you drop sail, and because you were still at this point
Yeah.
You hadn't moved the boat.
anchor.
in all this time that you've been
Searching for her.
searching for her, and you introduce her to Grench, and Grench says, "Hey, you don't look much like someone who can fix things." She says, "Trust me," and they proceed downstairs, and they start. As you hear them start talking, you hear a kind of from Grench, like he's been told something that he didn't expect her to know.
Mhm.
She didn't expect something she knew, and they go down, and there's a kind of like, well, maybe it will be of help, and then they go downstairs.
Fair.
Where are the rest of you?
I'm still on the top deck at the moment.
I'm going to go back up to the mast to the bird's nest to
Cool.
look out.
You, Killian, walk up to the raised dais where Harsel is steering the boat. Well, would normally be steering the boat. He's at the wheel, but he's intently just staring at the Eppen family
Why?
because Serial told him to.
Oh yeah. I was just like, wait, why?
He's like, I kept my eye on him, boss. They haven't moved a muscle.
Which one? I
do anything? Did they
I
do
just
anything?
put myself between like his eye line and them.
Yeah, Killian, what?
Just 'cause, but mate,
Yeah.
it's all right. We got it.
Stand down.
So he turns back to the wheel and sees the sail being dropped. And Taj has climbed the rigging. The sail drops. It gradually fills with wind, and you start moving on your way. The next few days pass without much incident. There's lots of banging and hammering and stuff, and gradually bits of materials that are lifted up from below with the help of Runist and Grench, and they're moving stuff up onto the deck. And they've fashioned a small raft out of the materials that they had left with a slight lip on the edge, as you were assuming this was going to be just a straightforward wood on water construction from the dwarf, even though she was a fine artificer with the repair when she had the tools and equipment to repair the edge. Making a boat out of what she had was going to be too complex, but this is a more sturdy boat that she's managed to somehow craft with this tiefling's help, and it looks like it will hold 4 to 5, possibly 6 people aboard this boat. As you imagine, it wouldn't much would happen. The one that you Grinch says to you, what I could have built wouldn't have been half of this.
While she's been doing that over those couple of days, have I had short or long rests? At all?
You all have long rests.
Can I have attuned to the ring during that time?
Make an Arcana. And Serial and Killian do Arcana as well.
Oh God, yeah.
We put our health back up to. We've had a long rest. Go back up to 4.
Yeah.
19.
17.
I'm loving that.
17.
Yeah.
19.
19. All right.
Wait, that is 16, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
17.
I got a +0, so I just got a straight 19.
23.
Oh, okay. So we'll start with the older items. Okay. So, Serial, you have been looking over these gingerbread things inside this small box
I hope you've kept them in the box this time.
Yeah.
over and
I'm not
over.
quite eating
And
yet.
every now and then you've tried to, when you've touched them, they've moved slightly or batted your hand away. But as you've kind of coaxed from them some sort of semblance of magical connection, you've discovered what they are for. When you throw these, you have 5 of them. The creatures animate and use the stats of a goblin against the enemy that you throw them at. So you now basically have 5 pocket goblins that you
That's
can
quite cool.
throw at.
Fun.
Yeah. So if you what would be good is if you go on D&D Beyond
Uh-huh.
and get a screenshot of the goblin stats. If you just search goblin, you'll be able to download that, and then you can use that as a secondary kind of character in initiative. Okay.
Do they have any weapons?
No, well, they use the stats of a goblin, so they're unarmed strike or bite. I think they've got bite, or unarmed strike or something.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
do have bite because they bit her.
No, yeah, they do, but I can't remember what it is on the goblin stat. But if you get to it, we can go through that at a later date. You,
Yeah.
Killian, you pick up this. You shake this globe that's full of snow, and
Oh, isn't that the one that teleported you to the North Pole?
No, it's the one I got
from Santa
from
Claus.
Santa
Ah.
Claus.
We got teleported to
I
the
got
North Pole by
Christmas
a
present.
giant
Snowflake.
snowflake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
And so you look at it, and you realise that this adds 1+ to your spell DC. So your spell DC
Nice.
goes up by 1.
Which is
It's on your spells page on your app, so you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to manually add 1 on there. um, um, of any cold, snow, or frost-related spells that you cast with it. When
Does-
shaken gently, it produces a local weather effect of snow. And if you were to hurl it at the ground and it smashed, it produces a burst of frost, inflicting 3d10 cold damage on everyone within 30 feet.
Fair.
Right. Does
I'll
that
send that to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can go in and put it in her inventory.
Yeah.
right? So does that include? No, because it's not a spell.
What's that?
I was going to say my breath weapon.
No, because that's an ability, not a
Yeah.
spell. It's a racial trait.
'Cause
Trait.
mine's ice. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, you are. And Lou, you also realise, sorry, on your gingerbread man, that if you manage to eat one,
Mhm.
now you've kind of made friends with them, they would restore 4d8 hit points.
Fair.
Nice.
So super healers, and they're a goblin basically in your pocket.
Pocket goblins. Is that like pocket dragons? Pocket goblins.
Yeah.
Pocket goblins. Pocket goblins.
Right. What I'll do is I'll send you the link to these Christmas. I'll put it in the group because everyone can look at what I used for the Christmas presents. Then
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, put it in the group.
What about Charles? What about Charlie boy?
I can't remember what. Charlie got a sharp stick basically.
Yeah, he got a candy cane.
Yeah, he got a candy cane, and literally,
sharpened
it basically
candy
it is just a sharp stick that Charlie got.
It's a sharp.
Rubbish. He got. What does it do? Sorry, it's here. It's a 3+ dagger. So yeah, he's got quite a hefty dagger now.
Fair.
I need to add it to his inventory.
Right.
Okay, so you sail for. Sorry, Dante. So you have been gingerly toying with this ring in your hand, flipping it over and over, and turning it this way and that over the last couple of days.
Mm.
And you try it. You think you understand the symbolism on it, and you slip it on and vanish from sight.
So it's an invisibility ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like it.
Is it just an invisibility ring, or is there anything else?
Yeah. Or does it do anything else?
As far as you can tell, it's just invisibility.
I was going to say because it had that cold effect on him. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, it did hurt my hand.
At this point, you just assume that was part of your inability to tune to it.
Have I attuned to it now?
You can place it on your finger, and it does no damage to you. So you assume you have.
He's being very cagey about this. It's very worrying.
Yeah. Thing is, it's him. So
Yeah.
Jackson, what were you doing over these last couple of days?
I've also been practicing mine running about.
Just running round and round the flagpole.
Yeah, trying to get fitter, more athletic.
I'm quite happy sort of doing my shift, steering the boat and things like that. And yeah, I've not got anything particularly I need to do. I would rather be on land than on a boat.
Okay.
Anything I can do to help with that, I'm good.
It's dark as it gets. It's darker down this end of the southern end of the planet, as you know, but the sun doesn't ever truly set. And you hear from the top of the mast, you're on shift, Jackson, at the wheel.
Yeah.
And you hear this tiny little voice of Flex. Land ho! Land ho!
I was up there too, by the way.
You were doing your meditation somewhere else. This is just on the point where you were meditating, I'm afraid. So land ho, land ho. Flick saw it first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we anywhere near the port?
You can see as you look towards the area indicated by Flicks, you see finally some stable, static ground as the boat bobs up and down in these fragmented ice waters. And you see a small crevice of light ahead of you in the cliff, dots, firelight in a small sort of column, and you sail towards the port.
I'm
As
going
you-
to shout down for everyone else.
Everyone comes up from the deck and wakes, and looks out over the boat, and you near. As you draw closer, you see the narrow, craggy cut into the cliff that had been described in the notes of the Captain Ricario. And you see dotted up the inside of this cliff and going back forth into this crack in the land, a small port with a harbour at the front of it that looks that you can maybe dock your larger boat on the outside of it. It has like a promontory that comes out.
Anyone know how to drive this thing and park it over there?
Okay, so you sail towards. Everyone's on deck looking over. As you near, you see squat little houses with small round windows, orange yellow firelight glazing out from inside. The large promontory that sticks out from the cliff drips, is dank, wet in the darkness, glistens from the glimmer of light from the sun. And as you near, your torches light a wet rough brick surface held onto sharp rocks. And you see no one on this promontory. You see no one along the edge of the harbour that kind of frames off the end of the wall. You see ahead of you a way to kind of maybe sail smaller ships inside the harbour, and you moor the boat slowly to the dock.
Just gonna pull my bow and put an arrow on.
And that's where we'll end the session.
Please turn around.
Oh dear, crikey.
Oh,
That's a cute doggy.
oh, look at him.
There's two dogs there.
Yeah.
Ah,
1, 2.
It's all merged into one big lump of leg.
That's why.
The upside down one is growling.
Yeah, he's screaming, so he's growling. He's having
Oh.
There we go. Right, I'll stop the recording.